All right, so this one is.
This one's made out of mahogany. We'll flip it over and have the back. Are you shooting video?
I'm video, yeah. So go ahead.
So then the back, in the middle is Paduk. This is ebony. I don't remember. I think this one's got a rosewood. Rosewood.
What's the purfling, Rick?
The purfling. I don't know. It's a combination of they ebonized, which means they stain a white strip, and then it was ebony. I mean rosewood purfling around the edge. This one this one's got mahogany, and I put in a gusset because these pieces were too small, and then this is rosewood also, and a rosewood fingerboard, and then this is a fancy plate you put on top to cover the glue joint when you assemble the neck. And this one's, I gotta finish sanding this, and then I'll be ready to seal that. This one over here is the last one. This is number 25. This one's all bent. It's got the slots in
I gotta get out of your light.
slots in place to put the top. I showed you the top last night. Here's a back. We'll flip it over so you can see.
You always work in the twilight? Is it easy for you, brother, that's a few years older?
No, it's about being too cheap to go buy new tops. So this is the back for this guitar.
Oh yeah.
And so this is rosewood, this is ebony, and then this is cherry. The sides on this are also cherry.
And you're keeping this one?
That's what Grandma says.
Well, then it's pretty much gospel.
And then this is the sound. This is the soundboard for the last guitar. The rosette's inlaid. This is a Friedrich brace pattern, and it's based upon how the sides bent. If the geometry of the side, I have like 10 different designs in a book, depending on how the sides bend. I use different brace patterns, so you can see this adds structural strength, but it also helps with sending the sound. This particular is a brace that only this one has. This brace is located so that on the other side the bridge lays right on top of it, and it adds to the strength of the guitar.
That makes sense.
And then this is how it fits.
Okay.
So that's pretty much it. I don't know what else to tell you.
Okay.
Show him the mold for siding. That's always going to be interesting.
I
Do you want
buy.
me to bring it in?
It's in the other room. I buy the fretboards already slotted.
Okay.
Because that's just one thing you have to get absolutely right to make sure the tones are correct. So I buy them, and then all I do is shape them to the neck, and then the thickness so they lay flat on the guitar. Let's see, the form that Gretch was talking about.
I'll wait for you to come back with it. No light out there.
There's less light out there.
Well, yeah.
It's the form.
Ooh, there
So
we
we
go.
boil it. We boil the sides that are about 32 inches long
Wow.
in a pan,
Mm-hmm.
and then we put it on this, and we put it on it for a week. And some wood bends well, and other wood not so well. So we stay away from the not so well stuff. The professionals have a machine or a fixture where they actually heat the sides, and as a result they can do all the exotics like Paduk and Wengi and all that kind of stuff, Koa. But the problem with those is, you're spending $200–300 a side. For a guy like me, I don't want to be breaking those very much, so I stick with maple, cherry, and mahogany. They seem to be more friendly for the the shade tree guitar maker, I guess.
Nice.
So anyway, you can see in here, and you can see on the back here, the brace pattern. I added these pieces because it's a multiple piece back. I added these cherry inserts, one to cover the seams, because when you look in the hole of the guitar, you'll just see this piece as opposed to all the lines, and also to increase the strength at the back. And then for every guitar that Dad and I make, we put a little dot in the back. I don't think Lynn's has one of these, but what we have is there's a K and a backwards R for Richard or Roy Krahn, and then we have the number of the guitar, the year it was made, and then the number of a guitar. And so, like for this guitar, which is the last one, it will be 2014, and then it'll be 8/17, because the first 8 my dad made, and then from 9 on it was a combination of me and my dad, or just me at the end here. Here's some of the here's a piece of a bone that's used for the bridge, for the where the strings go across.
Yeah.
And then there's another piece that we have here. Oh, there's another one for the top. Here's a piece. This piece goes in the bridge. And I have a bridge made up. This is a rosewood bridge. That'll lay on the guitar here. This is the blank that we work from, and this is the fixture my dad developed so that you just set the saw up for the saw blade to be here and here, and then you just run these pieces over and you automatically get the location. And then you set, there's a saw setting here that allows you to so basically this piece looks like this after it goes over the saw. And then you turn it and you run the saw this way to take off the excess material. And so a bridge, instead of taking 2 to 3 hours, it takes about 20 minutes.
Nice.
And that's a lot of what Dad did as far as
He's pretty good with time savers.
With time savers. Here's another picture. I don't know which one this is. Oh, this is my guitar.
Okay.
This was guitar number 2. We can go take pictures of the guitars in the other room too.
Yeah, we'll do that.
What else do I want to show you? Oh, let's show you some of the other tooling my dad made.
Okay, walking. Go right ahead.
This is a special fixture for when you put the bridge on. There's a clamp.
Telephone.
There's a big clamp that goes into the sound hole, and then this pushes down on the bridge, and then this pushes down on the 2 wings. I bought this because it just is it's the real deal to get it done right. This is the fixture my dad made in the shop. This locates, you can see the 2 holes, there's a third one here. This locates the holes on the side of the neck to put the tuning machines in. What else do we got in here? What other goodies? There's one other fixture that I can't find. My dad always had people in the machine shop at 3M owing him favors. Here's a picture of a guitar that we gave away. You can see the back. It's pretty very distinctive maple back. Tuning machines. Tuning machines, you can spend virtually nothing on a tuning machine. These machines run about 90 bucks. And they have the ebony knobs. It's something a little bit different. This one's silver. I didn't get a lot of these. I usually go with the gold. I think this is a gold. Because you just don't see them that often. They're a little bit more expensive. They're also, oh, that's a silver too. So we'll be making silver ones. And the guitar that we'll show you in a second that broken, this is the tuning machines that I took off of it, and that's they call that ivory-roid. I repurposed those. This is a guitar that accidentally fell and got the neck broken, so we harvested some of the parts. This one was the 10th guitar made.
Is that Rebecca's?
This is Rebecca's.
The light there. There we go.
See, so it's nine made, and then with the first one after that, and it was made in 05.
Okay.
Let's Let's go look at a couple of guitars that we have here. The genesis of this whole journey has been when I was in I went to Spain. When I was sailing, I saw guitars being handmade. My dad said, I can make a fucking guitar. He got a book and a kit, and he made the first one. He didn't like it. He told me to sell it for parts. And then he had the book and the tooling made. This is the second one he made. This guitar is 41 years old. And so, you know, a Sitka screw top, not as quite an expensive top, you can tell because the grain's not tight on the soundboard. But the sides and backs are cherried. Look at, they're perfectly matched. And everything on this guitar except the sound machines, the tuning machines, Dad made. Oh, excuse me, one thing he didn't make. We don't make these rosettes.
Did he ever make them?
We never made a rosette. Here's the reason why. Each one of those little pieces has to be glued into place. That doesn't sound like my dad.
Well,
and so
I thought he told me it was like a log.
No, but you don't. If you make it yourself, you glue each one of those pieces in yourself. The way that gets manufactured, mass produced, is they take these strips and they glue them around the center, a log about a cylinder about that big. They glue them each around each layer. They glue them in place, and they have a log this long, and then they slice them. And you know what? For $11, I'm not messing with it.
Yeah,
Right.
and Pat, of course, you know Roy was an engineer, not an artist.
Yeah. So that was guitar. That's guitar number 2. That you'll notice that the sound box on Lynn's guitar, excuse me, and that guitar is a little bit smaller than traditional, maybe about that much smaller. I don't know what happened there and why it happened, but I just told Dad, I said, you know, we gotta make ones with the more traditional and larger sound box. And so I redid that mold that you saw out there for shaping the sides. That's the second mold, and this is the first guitar out of the second mold. And you can see the sound box is a little bit longer. Also, you can see this is an Engelmann spruce board, and you can see the grains are much tighter. So you know, this one is this one's a much more expensive soundboard. The sides and back are you know, we just got a really perfect piece of maple. And the reason I gave this to Dad and kept it in the family is as we planed the back to get it to 95 thousandths, this K showed up in the back, so this is one that we had to keep. And you can see in this one, it has the gold tuning machines with the ebony knobs.
No, mine from '76 is from the smaller box. And
Yep.
Dad said he designed that because I was smaller.
Oh, really?
Yes, he did.
So that's what I know. I use a book by a guy named Courtnall,
Cousin Gretchen. Well, why don't
and you know, the book that has the 10 different guitar plans that I use, that I choose the bracing patterns depending on how the wood bends.
He's made their own.
Yeah.
do you have the book here?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we can get a shot of the book.
Mine doesn't beep like yours.
Oh, hi, Daniel. Say hello.
Mine
Oh,
doesn't
of course,
beep, I'm sorry.
he's going to be looking at the watches, of course.
Mine doesn't beep like yours.
All right.
It's a defective
How about this,
watch.
hon?
It's
I will get a shot of the book.
watch.
All right.